Greetings and welcome to Ben's Van Adventures. In this episode of Ben's Van Adventures, which is called Repairs and Upgrades, we are going to look at a disaster in the van and also some upgrades to my solar system. So let's crack on with the episode. So as you can see, we have had a bit of a disaster because my window is smashed. You're not supposed to do that. And I have got damage on the van here and all down this door where I hit a brick wall. I'm going to do a reconstruction, so cue the reconstruction. It was Sunday lunchtime when I drove down Church Lane in Haslemere over this railway bridge, which you can see has brick walls either side and also iron railings down one side. The bridge itself is quite narrow, and as you can see at the end, the road curves round to the left, and the wall, when you turn that corner, sticks out a little bit as indicated by the red arrow, and essentially this is where my van scraped along that edge when a bus was coming the other way. This image is an AI image of what happened. It was much closer than that, but it is worth noting I did not hit the bus. As you can see from this image, this is where the wall hit the window and shattered it, and it ended up breaking and having a hole in the window itself, along with some damage to the door. Just a quick disclaimer before I run the video, because this was an AI generated video, so is this image here, and as you'll see from the video, I scraped the van down the side of the wall. It's not as extreme as in the video in real life, so it's not entirely accurate, but I thought just for a laugh we'll have a look at what AI thought happened. Look at the state of my van. So what a disaster. And really it's my own fault because I avoided the bus and hit the wall, scraped it along the side of the van, and now we cannot go camping. I can't even drive the van at the moment because of the window, so we are waiting for the repair guy to come and fix the window, and then later on I'm going to take the van to a panel beaters, to a garage, and get these little scrapes and bumps ironed out. So 2 phases. I have contacted a auto glass person called Churchill's, and they're coming today, and it's an expensive one, guys. £330 to replace this window. Oops. Barry from Churchill Auto Glazing is here, and the first thing he's doing is taking out the old window, so I'm going to let him get on with it. Here is the view from my upstairs window, and he's cracking on with the job. It's taken about 10 minutes so far. He's absolutely great. He's really friendly, really nice. Nearly finished taking out the window now. I've got a bit of van jealousy here because he's got a nice new van with a microwave in it, and this is the window when it's totally out, so you can see the inside of my van, and he's now going to prep it and put the new window pane in. Here is the new window. That's needing a good job. So there's a little bit of problems here still, but essentially the door shuts, and I'm extremely pleased with the window. If we look inside, we can see it's got a different latch than the other window, but it's a nice big window. It's nice and clear, and it's tinted as well. So I'm very pleased overall. He's done an amazing job, Churchill, and Churchill Auto Glass. I'm very, very pleased. I will, however, say it was a very expensive and costly accident, because this cost me £330 for a new window. Plus, I've still got to get that done. So, anyway, there we go. New side window. Morning, and welcome to a very special section of the show. And this is all about upgrades today, because I'm about to take my van down to Van Junkies and get my new solar panels and my two new batteries installed on the van. This is also going to include a solar controller, basically, a new one of those. So I'm taking the van now down to Lee-on-the-Solent, and we're going to go and see what Van Junkies do to the van. Very exciting. This is Van Junkies, and there's the other vans. Look, you can tell. We're at Van Junkies. The van is going into the shop as we speak for new solar panels on the roof, two new batteries, new solar charger controller. I'm very excited. I'm going to get run over, sorry. Yeah. So now I'm going to spend my day working from a cafe, and as soon as it's done, they're going to give me a call. So I'm going to have a walk into Lee-on-the-Solent. I've never been to Lee-on-the-Solent before. I'm just out by the airport. There's a Coast Guard behind me. And basically, we're going to go have a look around. I've got the drone with me, so I might be able to put the drone up on the beach later. So let's go and see what Lee-on-the-Solent is all about. Don't know if you can see, but there's an old hovercraft over there. Hover speed. Look at that. I wonder if we'll see it when we walk past it in a minute. So you're just walking down a road in Lee-on-the-Solent, and guess what? A random hovercraft blade. In fact, two. Look at that. Oh, in fact, three. Four? Wow, there must be a couple in there. Guess what 5 words I'm going to say? I can see the sea. Oh my life, I didn't expect this. Look at this. Oh, wow. So I've just come to the front of Lee-on-the-Solent, and look at the view. Can you believe it? Just a quick note to say, I was going to put the drone up here. However, I've just walked past an airport, and that is not a good idea. It's against the law. So I didn't, in fact, put the drone up. These are shots from my handheld camera. But what an amazing view. And you can see loads of different places across the south coast. So I've done a little bit of Googling, And that, ladies and gentlemen, over there is the Isle of Wight. That is Cowes. And then the church we can see over here, right in the distance, that is Ryde Church. And Portsmouth is that way. And indeed Southampton is that way. That is the start of Southampton Water. If you remember my Netley episode, we were up round that corner there last time because we could see the industrial chimneys on the left hand side there. I'm going to go for breakfast in On the Water and chill until my van is done. It's a lovely place. So I'm in On the Water and going to do some work and have some breakfast. But look at this view, it's great. So it's about 1:30 now, and the van has been in the garage all morning. So I'm just sitting, chilling on the beach for a bit. I've been working all morning, and I had a wander up into town. The best bit about Lee-on-the-Solent is that is the beach. I think it's lovely down here. There's not a lot of shops, bits and pieces. It's a bit of a quintessential English town. There's lots of arcade shops, bits and pieces. But yeah, it's been good so far. I'm just waiting now and chilling. That is a Spitfire, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Don't see that very often. Hear it. Spitfire, Spitfire, Spitfire. That's all I'm going to say. You do not see many of these anymore. Or at all if you're my dodgy camera work, but can you see it? There it is. Look at that. The guys at Van Junkies, Nick and his team, have done an amazing job fitting 2 new solar panels, 130 watts each, to the top of the van, as well as wiring down to the 2 new batteries and a new solar charger controller. Now this thing is amazing because it has an app that shows me all of the solar input to the panels on the roof. I cannot recommend Van Junkies enough. They were absolutely amazing from start to finish.